I'm gonna help you people out. I'm gonna help you people out today. Look, it doesn't matter who I am. There's a reason you came to this video. It's because you're thinking about maybe starting a lawn mowing business, or you're trying to figure out, what it's like to start a lawn mowing business. So that's what I'm here to discuss today. And I'm here to discuss the steps that you need to take to actually begin a successful lawn mowing business. Now, I'm not someone who has made millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? I'd like to put that out there immediately, because if you came to a video because you're expecting some type of fast money, this is not the video, so you can leave, all right? This is a video for people who are just looking to start off their first business. To give myself some credibility, I started a lawn mowing business called Collins Cuts. I was able to form it in less than 2 months. I was able to do it in 6 weeks, but there was a lot of preparation that happened before those 6 weeks of setting it up, which might even be the most important step of starting any business. So let's just get into the first step. Oh, and also another disclaimer to people too. A lot of you are gonna hear these pieces of advice and say, wow, yeah, no shit, that's so obvious. Well, if it was so obvious, then why are you watching this? Why are you watching this? Then go do it if it's so obvious, all right? You don't have to listen to me. You can leave this video, all right? I do not care. I don't owe you anything. The first step is to work a ton, and even when you think you've worked enough, you're gonna work more, and you're gonna lower your expenses as much as possible. So a lot of you guys are in different phases of this, and for anyone who's starting a lawn mowing business, I would say it's safe to try to save up $3,000 to $5,000. You could start a lawn mowing business with $3,000, but I would highly recommend $5,000, because you don't know what you're gonna need that extra money for, and it's always handy to have that. I probably knew 6 months ahead of time, before I even started creating the business, that I was going to create the business. I live in Wisconsin, so obviously it's a business that can't happen year round, but I was plotting in the winter to start it up in the spring. So you gotta be able to be a strategical thinker when you're starting something like a lawn mowing business. I worked about 60 to 80 hours a week, and to a lot of people that sounds crazy, but the thing is, if you want to take this serious and you want to create a different form of income outside of your just simple 9 to 5 or whatever job you have to work these types of hours. You have to make sacrifices. You're gonna have to miss things. You're gonna miss friends, family, loved ones, okay? It's part of the journey, and it's what you have to do. I was living in a shitty studio, and I had to pay like $800 a month. I literally didn't even have my own bedroom. Like, the main room was where I was sleeping, and now I'm here in a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, and I live with my girlfriend, and we're in a way better situation, and all of that happened in pretty much a year. When I first started my business, I was literally like $3,000 in debt, and then I was also like $5,000 in college debt, and now today I'm literally like, all my debt is gone, and I have plenty of money saved up. So I'm telling you, if you guys want to change something in a year, you can, but you have to stop thinking about it. You literally just have to start getting into action mode. You have to forget, like, every day needs to look the same. And it's weird, like, I'm getting so passionate about it, but it's because, like, I spent so much time on it, like, it was Saturdays, Sundays, like, it was Fridays. I missed parties, like, I missed certain holidays, like, I missed shit, like, I've had friends that have been pissed at me, like, I've had, just like, people, like, are sad that they don't see me as much, and these are sacrifices that I've had to make, but was it worth it? Yeah, like, I would say it was worth it, and the thing is, you can make amends with those sacrifices if they truly care, and if you care about them and you show that you still care, and that it's not that, you don't get along with them, it's very easy to make amends again. So there are necessary sacrifices that have to be made in the process. And look, guys, something that I do is I track how much money I make every single day. Even if it's only $30 to $50, you still have to track it, because you want to stay in that mindset of knowing how much you're making and making sure that you stay on task. For me, the work that I did was Uber Eats. I chose a job where I can literally do it every single day, as many hours as I want. There's a 12-hour limit, which, I've broken that here and there. I don't know why I'm saying that like I'm flexing that. It's not like it's fun to work 12 hours, but, I've done it before. And the thing is, like, say yes to a lot of different work. In the beginning, you gotta be humble about it. If you were a genius, you'd already be doing some smart work that would pay you well, and you wouldn't be in a position where you're even watching this video. You would just be doing that smart work already. So the thing is, in the beginning, you kind of have to work like a dog. Like, you kind of have to just be a dumbass and put your head down and work a lot and make good money. I'm not saying there's times to not be smart about it, but you have to know when to do the grunt work. And then to the next phase, you have to know when to do the smarter work. You have to know when to walk away from the money when you start going down the journey of starting the business, because when you first start a business, you're going to see a profit drop because you're spending money and you're taking time to do stuff that's not necessarily making money in the beginning. So it's going to feel very opposite from what you've been doing for the months prior when you were saving up that money. And here's the thing, for the people who have already saved up money, or they have money saved up, you could technically skip step one. But the thing that I will say about that is that the type of person that you become on the way in step one will set you up to make sure that you have the right mindset to even go into the business. You have to be in that mode of work ethic and being able to work on Saturdays and Sundays and not being restricted to a certain time frame. You have to kind of be thinking about it a lot. Like, you're not really off the clock when you're a business owner. So it's just, I know I've spent a lot of time on this step, but it's just really important. This video is seriously for people who are just seriously considering a lawn mowing business. And the thing is, if people want to get into the technical things with me, or if anyone's looking for assistance with their lawn mowing business, reach out to me. I have an Instagram, it's Hey Hayden, so HayHeyden on Instagram. Pretty much everywhere, that's my tag. If you guys are serious about it, you'll find me. We can get on some call, we can talk about it, and we can figure out the details further from there if you're very serious about it. This is the second step. You need to live cheap and you need to seek free knowledge. So during this time, I was listening to a ton of people and a ton of knowledge. I was listening to people who have done lawn mowing businesses on YouTube, and then I was just listening to entrepreneurs in general. I was even listening to athletes for just mindset stuff. Just seek out any sort of knowledge that you can get value from, that you feel like is valuable. Don't go towards stuff that's just bullshit. No, don't get me wrong. There's times where you just need to seek out brain dead content because you just kind of need to have a break from the day. But setting that time for content that will really help you out is super important. And the thing about living cheap, a lot of people will go to certain festivals or events, or they'll go out to celebrate holidays. And I'm not saying don't do that stuff, but here where I'm from in Milwaukee, we have Summerfest, and instead of going 4 times, just go once during the festival, and maybe don't even spend money when you go. And if you're gonna have alcohol, just have it before. There's just a lot of ways that you can save money, and just be conscious of that. Here's the third step, and this kind of bleeds more into when you're starting the business. You gotta shoot the shot, okay? And what I mean by this is, in the beginning, mistakes will be made, people may get angry, you may have to improve, you're gonna get criticism, you're gonna do things right too. And the thing is, it's worth it to shoot the shot, to just see what happens. And if you shoot the shot as much as you possibly can, you have a most likely chance of making a lot of shots. And I know, all this stuff sounds so obvious, but you actually need to apply it when you're going out there and meeting possible customers. I probably gave estimates to 50 to 60 yards, and I ended up mowing 30, 35 yards. And people may say damn, that's a lot of time that you got to spend on people that you didn't mow for, but that's still more than half that I was able to get. I'm not saying everyone's gonna have that same success rate, but it's inevitable that you just have to do that. You're gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to take the time to build a clientele, go to the houses, give them the estimates, shake their hand, have conversations. I know for some of you introverted people out there, especially if you watch YouTube a lot, I would maybe assume that you're not as social. Sometimes I struggle with that, but the thing is, you just have to do it. You have to learn how to become a people person, even if you aren't naturally a people person. And yeah, I don't know, I would just say you have to get used to the idea of you're gonna fail. Stop focusing on how many wins you're gonna get and just focus on how many attempts. Set a goal for how many clients you're gonna give estimates to rather than how many clients you're gonna get. If you make the parameters the actions and not the results, then you're just way more likely to be successful, and you're not gonna be as harsh on yourself when you fail, because you understand that the process is not about the destination. And I know that kind of bleeds into the whole cliche of like, it's about the journey, not the destination, but this is just getting a little bit more technical in the actual actions that you have to take. This is the fourth step. Don't make purchases that aren't gonna make you money. And it sounds so obvious. This is another one that sounds really obvious. But I'm telling you, if you wanna get that new desk, don't get the new desk. You don't need to get the new desk. It's not gonna give you more sales. It's not gonna give you more customers. You're not gonna make more money. It's a waste of money. And when you only have $3,000 to $5,000, that money is really important. Hey, what's up?
Hey, can you come unlock the door? You have the latch on it.
Oh yeah, my bad.
You want me to sit now?
Like the fifth step is blah blah blah. You gotta sit in the chair right here though.
Okay.
Make sure you're in frame. Look at the lens though. Don't look at the freaking. Don't look at yourself.
Don't look at how beautiful I am.
Don't be an egomaniac.
The fifth step is to cut all your wins and losses.
Okay, alright, get out of here. Get out of here.
No, let me read it. The fifth step: detach emotionally from wins and losses.
Jesus Christ.
Just as my own personal strategy.
All right. That's it.
Not saying it works for everyone. I'm just saying detach emotionally. You know, UFC fighters, they don't go into the ring with their emotions. They can't get caught in their emotions. They gotta think with strategy. You gotta think with strategy. You gotta stop thinking with your emotions, dipshit.
That is actually pretty much what it is, yeah.
Let's remember this moment. Oh, fuck. Multiple stimulus replacement. And there's Cheez-It cookie.
I'm sorry. I'm just being a dick.
You're not that guy. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Alright, see you later.
See ya.
Woman, am I right?
You imagine if I did.
Did you hear that?
No,
Did you hear that? I said, woman, am I right? Where the fuck was I? Yeah, okay, pretty much you just can't get too emotional because if you do, you're gonna be pissed when someone doesn't, continue to work with you in business, or if you're trying to get a new yard and they're not happy about the bid, it's fine, just walk away. Like, you have to know how much you're gonna give to the yard, and if they're not cool with that, then that's fine. So pretty much the sixth step, I don't like the way I wrote this, but keep the motion going, whether times are good or bad. I would say this is important because there are gonna be times where like it's not gonna be fun. If you get too caught up in that, it's kind of the same as the emotion one, but it's still a little bit different because even when times are going good, you still may not be in the mood to go and do, 5-7 yards or whatever it is, but you still kind of have to do it because it's your responsibility and your obligation. And also you just don't want to disappoint customers and you want to be able to keep the quality going. Pretty much don't get lost in the sauce. So the seventh one I wrote is drown out the noise. This is pretty much just talking about all the outside factors of life because I think for everyone, shit's just gonna hit the fan sometimes. Like, you're gonna have things come up where there's gonna be problems for you or for people around you, and you're gonna have to attend to those, whatever it is. You also have to drown out what people are saying about it, good and bad, because people are gonna try to compliment your business, and you don't want to listen to that too much because they don't even really know where you're at in your own business. They don't even know how successful it is. They just have a perception of where you are. So you should just be keeping track objectively of where you're at. So, if your friend's yo, that's awesome, man, you're thriving in your business, they don't know how many clients you have, so they're just kind of bullshitting. You can appreciate the praise, but you just kind of can't let it get to your head. If you're out here being if your friend's you're doing amazing and you only have 4 yards, it's well, you're not really, it's not actually happening, So just don't listen to that. And then also when people are shitting on it or whatever, or they're trying to stop you from going for it, don't listen to that either, because you could be doing everything that you're supposed to be doing and then someone could just be trashing on it. But they just don't understand where you're heading with it. So you don't want to listen to that either. Come over here. What would you say about Colin's cuts, Jada?
But the owner's really hot and sexy. Colin's cuts. He cuts bushes. He trims bushes. Does a lot of bush work. when you think, I'm gonna fire my landscaper, you should fire them and hire Collins Cuts for your bush trimming. Get some arm workout in.
Okay, alright. Look, you guys get the point, alright? If you guys like this content, subscribe. If you want to know more of the technical shit, just reach out to me and we can talk further about it. I honestly didn't want to make a video about the technical steps because if you want to figure all that out, I think that stuff is actually a lot easier to find. You can literally just Google those steps and it'll show up at the top of Google. But I think getting more into how you mentally need to be is a lot more important. I think that's like what a lot of people lack. We're not in an age of like lacking knowledge, it's just a lack of applying. Like people just aren't doing the shit that they know. I think that video was pretty good. All right, peace.